The homeopath questions it. And why he was questioning? Because there on the platform, everybody was discussing about snakes and their experiences. Now the doctor want to put his own experience with the snake here. And when the question has come, automatically people will be silent. Yes, the doctor has something to say, let us hear. When it has become very pin drop silent, the doctor started his narration. That is, one night, late in the night, he had his rounds in the village and he was going back room. Going back room, why I said it's not a house, because he was a bachelor. And before reaching his room, he finishes his dinner somewhere in a restaurant. Daily. Means in every bachelor life, this part is a very, what we can say, underlinable part. And here we can see that part in a human life, it has been very clearly has been depicted. One can compare himself with the doctor's life, that life. How does he live? In some unknown restaurant, somewhere in a cheaper restaurant, take your meal and unwantedly you go to your room. You are carried by your legs to your room. You don't want to go there. Because if you go there, you have to face the loneliness. Man cannot live in loneliness. So ultimately, after completing his dinner in a restaurant, he was carried unwantedly to his room. Why I said unwantedly means when he reached his room, he doesn't know. When he opens the thing, he hears sounds. He doesn't care. What are the sounds? He opens it. He went in. You see, everything is automatic one. Because he is a bachelor, nobody is there waiting for him in a house. Why the kid runs as soon as he board down the bus, he runs towards the waiting mother. Why? The mother is waiting for the kid. The man, after finishing his office job, he goes quickly by any means home. And when his wife is waiting at the front door, he is much relaxed with the appearance itself. Why? Attachment. And the bachelor doesn't have any attachment. The cot which he was having, if I describe it now, you feel something. And the room must not have seen the broom for months together. When only once, if I feel the time is left, much time is left, then I take the broom and just clean it. And the bed spread, and the pillow covers, and my dresses, how I keep them, one must see to it. I cannot describe here. Why? It has already been described here. I will read it for you, you can understand. So the room was like that. In addition to this, what more are there? I am sharing my room with rats. You see, the bachelor always shares his room with some other insects or rodents or something. There are mosquitoes, he doesn't bother. There are cockroaches, he doesn't bother. Why? Hardly he loves his dwelling. Hardly. Because there is no attachment with it. And so I put it, attachment, I have shown the examples, how eager a man goes to his house. I put it. Now there is no eagerness in his walking and in his reaching over there, opens it automatically, everything becomes mechanical. He opens the door, enters in. There is a sound overhead. He doesn't bother. Simply he dismisses the sound, not a dangerous one, by putting it, I share the room with rats. Right? When you hear it, a man sharing a room with rats, it is a funny thing, funny description. But it was a fact, it is a fact, it will be a fact. A bachelor, if at all he lived long, he must be sharing his room. If he is living now, He is sharing and he will be sharing. It will be there. You ask any bachelor, right? Water, a glass of water or a water bottle he has carried. And he has a very good thought. Today there was no water in my room. Let me carry a water bottle. He buys it and takes it. He drinks half and he keeps that half bottle there on the table, and after 20 days it will be like that. That is bachelor life. We cannot go away from that stage of the human being. Shakespeare has forgotten that. He had described 7 stages of a man, but that bachelorhood, probably it was not there in those days, I do not know, but he has forgotten that part. It is a very thing, but here our writer, he had brought it and he has described it for you. Now after having that, what more happened? He goes in and he talks about his living. What was his living? He was a homeopath doctor. And does he have a good practice? No. Only 60 rupees were there in his trunk. A trunk under the cot. What are the belongings he have? A cot, a bedspread, and a trunk. And what were there in the trunk? It has also been described. A 60 rupees and some pairs of dhotis and some shirts. Right? Only one black coat he has. Is it really black? We have to adjust with it. Maybe it is black. And as soon he reaches room, he removes it, hangs it. The shirt, white shirt, because it is covered with a black coat, it is still white. We can recognize, yes, it is having color, white color. And that has also been hung. And third one is the vest, the banyan which we call. That is also hung. For this he said, is it white? God knows. Why God knows? It has not been soaped for many days. Simply have it. Or अच्छा है, कोई बात नहीं. That way you wear it. And after wearing, nowadays we know there are many we can have it and we can go. So now the bachelor life has become very easy. He need not to bother for the stink which is coming from his vests. And here our writer, he has put it in a very, very, very funny manner. And why I said the vest hung over there, it has been linked in the last. We have a linkage over there. We will talk that in the last only. Now, after having put his clothes which he was wearing to the hangers, he relaxed a bit. What more he was having? A table, a chair, apart from the cot and the bed. And the bed was there in the morning. I left it here itself. Now I have seen it is something awkward and I just dragged it to the nearest to the wall. Nearer to the wall, why he dragged there? It has a meaning in it also. He dragged there and he tried to recline, relax. But there was no electricity in the room. There is no electricity in the room. What was the reason is not that there is a power cut. No. It has not been electrified. Electrical connection has not been given. So what has to be done? A candle has to be lit or a kerosene lamp has to be lit. As soon he entered, he lit a kerosene lamp and put it. Right? And he wanted to take rest. But since it is a room, closed one, and only the door is open and the starry black sky can be seen, there the air is not coming. He was a bit completely, what we can say is being cooked by the heat inside. He could not take rest. So again he stood up and walked up and down. Walked up and down, it is called pacing. He paced up and down. And then he sat in the chair. When he sits in the chair, he sees the mirror in front. You see, snake in the very beginning and the mirror he has been introduced here. And what is the connection between that mirror and the snake? Let us keep it aside a bit. We'll talk about it. Now the mirror is there. The doctor has seen into the mirror. Now you just think, imagine, if at all you are looking into a mirror, what would you do? If at all you are a boy, you'll see whether your hairstyle is good or not, right? And is there any mark here? Are my ears okay, beautiful, right? And all these things, if I take this goggles and if I put it, how do I appear? Is it not? That consciousness about the beauty or the what we call some looking, good looking, that is there from the very beginning, from the childhood. Even a child goes to the mirror and stands over there. There is a very good poem also on this. So he goes and looks it into, and he will be making all kinds of faces. Why all kinds of faces? He wanted to compare all those faces with his present face and appraise it. Yes, I am looking good. Not that he is enjoying making faces to the mirror. Right? That is the hidden, a character of the human being, hidden. He will be making faces to the mirror. He will be taking a comb over, if at all it is there, and he will comb. I have seen many students, college going students or school going students also, for no reason they will enter into the barber's saloon. They will talk something to the saloon owner there, and he will take what we call the comb, and looking into the mirror, he will be just dressing himself, hair dressing, and puts them by, and he will come back. He leaves home hardly a few yards away, and he enters into this barber shop and combs himself, puts it, and enters to the school or college. Why? That consciousness is there. I should look better. That is the essence of living. I should be better. I should earn better. I should look better. I should do better. I should read better. Why I put this read better is that is your concern now. So that better you should have. Now, doctor also is a human being. So he should go through this concept also. When he sat over there and looks into the mirror, he has seen there is a comb over there on the table. All his possessions are this table, the chair, the mirror and the comb. So he takes it and he looks into the mirror and he will be combing his hair, putting it aside, again aside, putting it like this. Now after doing all this, he goes to his mustache. Yeah, mustache. Then he feels, yeah, I am good looking. I am a bachelor. I am a doctor. You see, the person has pride for his own self. There, he doesn't remember who is the creator there. I am looking this better because of that creator. I don't bother. Right? When I see here myself in the mirror, I'll be just concerned for myself. I'll be thinking, yes, I'm good looking, I'm beautiful, I'm smart. All these things will come there. After having that confidence that I'm smart, he had made a decision. What was it? I will grow a thin mustache. What for? Further beautify myself. I will be looking very beautiful or smart if I have a thin mustache. To grow that thin mustache, I should shave myself daily. Why? This one, no? Though it is appearing black, this becomes grey. It appears very white. I don't like it. If I don't like it, that young doctor must also be not liking it, I know. So He doesn't like this thing, and so he wanted to shave daily. He wanted to maintain this mustaches. Why that thing is there in the story, you may ask me. Because we should understand what is the doctor like. And again, this is a connection with the last, that is a concluding part. Right? So he had made a decision of that kind. Then again he made some few paces, again looked into the mirror. Arey, I am good looking. I am a bachelor, no? Right? So I should marry. Who is stopping you not marrying? But I should marry. Whom? A good lady doctor. Very good. A doctor should marry a doctor only. Not that. A lady doctor having very good practice and very good amount of wealth also. Is that all? No. One more thing is there with me. What is the term? She should be plumpy. Why plumpy? You see, I am a human being, that too I am a man. I may make certain mistakes, silly mistakes. Silly enough that may attract my wife, annoy my wife. If at all she is annoyed, she may scold me, and if that becomes more silly, she may beat me, right? If at all she wants to beat me, I should not be within her reach, no? I want to run away from her. If at all she is thin, she may run faster and she may catch hold of me. So my freedom of doing mischief will be completely closed. So as a man, I have the freedom to exercise what is it called? To make silly mistakes. Again, my wife should not exercise her right to correct me. No. And so she should be fat enough. Good? That kind of decision has been taken. But all along, what is happening? All along. Why I said all along means from the very beginning when he was unlocking the door, there was some sound overhead. And I have concluded that the rats are moving there. When I am removing my coat and all these things and hanging them and drawing this bed over there, I heard the voice once again. When I sat in the chair, then also I heard this sound, rats. Because there is a gable. Gable means the support, which we call as a beam over there. And on the beam we have the ceiling. Ceiling means the flat roof made of your any cement or any permanent thing or whatsoever. Or a temporary ceiling is also we are seeing. That is a flat one or with designs inside, and it is made of some dried material. But a roof is different. It has a triangular shape and it is either tiled one or thatch one. Thatch means the paddy we are cutting, paddy has been removed, and that grass which is left, with that it will be covered. Or palmyard roof, that is the palm tree leaves, they are very big. Those, they cut it and they shape it and they put it and they bind it. A roof. Single drop of water will not come down. And the third one is your tiled roof. Fortunately for him, he was living in a tiled roofed room. Tiled room. That means triangle one, and this triangle is based on this beam all around. That is called as a gable. And on that gable, because it is free, the rats will be having running races over there. They will be conducting running races and they will be finding who is first and second. Not only that, on the gable, they will be running down the pillars even. They will be climbing up in a very speedy manner onto the pillars. They will be playing. Means, not only he is sharing his room with the rats, he is sharing and given the rats such a freedom that they can do anything. They play, they run, they conduct running races and all these things. That is the rats. All along he was thinking the sound which we heard in the background was of the rats. That was his mistake. That he realizes now when he sits in the chair and appraises his appearance over in the mirror. And not only that, when he was just making some important decisions for his life. What is the thing disturbed him is a dull thud, as if a rubber tube falls on the ground, that he heard. I dismissed it. Can be some unimportant thing, not necessary. Let me take one more decision. He would have taken one more decision over there, if not for his turning back and looking at the thing which had fallen there. What was it? By the time he could able to realize what was it, it was already ascending, coiling round the chair, came to his chair, and it coiled to his left arm.